Good morning, good morning, good morning. Coming to you live on Sunday at 0800 hour, 15 minutes. I titled this Agendas and what it's all about, what is going on with the world. Just another one like why I say what I do and do what I say what I say. All it was taught or guided to mean what you say and say what you mean. Know what you say and know what you mean. And everything I always speak of is I know what I'm talking about and I know what I mean. The articulate it or correlate it to you is the hardest part. I learned this. And my question, this is this little question. It's a man, like to talk to women, perspectives is only perceived by how she is nurtured, taught, and trained to be a certain way. We all are, it's a program, like it's a computer, because our mind is very fascinating. And I'm a type of person that have you listened, also use the word guide and challenge. I never want to teach you. I rather educate you, guide you, or challenge you because out of all things, just like I came up and the creator and the spirit told me I am called the creator, the father, or the almighty. There is no other way. That's so universal. I don't need a whole bunch of other names. And why? Because this is who I am. This is who I'm made to be, not what we perceive it to be. So if I ask a question, what I do is seek on the question on the person. Like I deal with the person. I don't deal, and this sounds funny. I don't deal with the question. The question at hand is not the importance. It's how you relate to a question back. And I ask you, if you tell me one plus one is two, because if I have two objects or two beings in front of me, you take that one, that's two. You cannot go around it. You cannot add, you can't subtract. You can't do nor to it unless you add another person or you take a person away. It's going to be two that always, it's a finite answer, point blank, boom. You cannot, there's no argument, there's no debate, because you cannot change, you cannot warp that no other way. If you take two items, two beings, put them together and make two, it can become whole in one if it got a connection. So, but when you go to that, you change the perception now. There's no longer two, because if you took two items or two pieces or two beings and put them together, they make one, because you are already whole and you put them together and they connect, that become one again. That's another finite answer. You cannot get around it. You're not going to go around that answer because it has reason, cause, understanding, truth, and wiseness, and knowledge and education. There's no other way to go around that, correct? If I'm wrong, let's start a forum. I have no forums because I have no comments and a lot of views. I'm not looking for money. I'm looking for to now get the conversation going. Since Martin Luther King Jr., since Malcolm X, Gandhi, we had the Ali's, we had the Muhammad, we got all this going on. Let's get the conversation going now in the neighborhood so we can build the community. What is wrong? Why is it so bad? Why is this keep going this way? Why? But nobody want to work on the answers. We don't want to get solutions. We don't want to resolve. Why is that? It's like I don't care what you think. I'm asking you for me to you. I want to understand you. And that's your only reason. I am cool. I respect your reasoning. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to change your mind. I'm happy that you thought about what you just said. That's all I look for. Did you think about what you really just said? Was that your own conscious your trick to yourself, but you're not tricking yourself? Is that your own inception that you extracted from all the information that was gathered? That's what an agenda do. Agenda gonna extract all information that was gathered. What are we here for? If you don't know your purpose, your position, and you don't have any mission, you don't know what you hear. That means you have no focus. I don't care if you got a lot of money or a little bit of money. You still can know that. I'm going to act upon what I know a different way. Because let's say I just learned some new education. So I went out and like, wow, by talking to these people, by actually doing this, I met other people. Uh, Knowledge was dropped on me. I fell on the ground and like, okay, I shouldn't do that because if I move this way, I will fall. But if I do this, I will always stay standing. So, and in your life, you go through things. There's called experiences. And if you go away from your experience, what's the purpose of the experience if you don't learn and now you don't use it towards the rest of your life? What's can keep you safe may not keep me safe. What may keep me safe may not keep, or what can take me out of the zone of being covered, it will not take you. Like if you got life insurance, if you don't pay that life insurance, regardless of all the stipulations and the options the company give you, they're not on your side. Regardless, you cannot talk to them. I don't care if you giving them money. I don't care if you gave them $8 million your whole life, and that one accident, and you stopped paying 6 months ago when your cover is due. You don't get the assistance because you're not paying. You're not doing what you're not paying. You're not doing your part. I'm not gonna say obligation because it's not mandatory. But if you want assistance from that insurance company, you are covered. Life insurance. I'm going to use more of a life insurance because you don't have to worry about that. When you have a family, you have things going in your life, and out of the blue, you just get hurt. You want the best life insurance possible, so your life don't get upended like that. But that's the point of the life insurance. It cover you. So if you don't have a covering, what's protecting you? If you don't have a covering, what information are you using to make sure? Well, right now I'm not covered with a. I shouldn't be driving. It's like, what are you? So it's like logic. Okay, I'm not covered. I should not be doing this because if something happened, which it not a curse, but it's the iniquity of this earth. We cannot go around it. If you're driving a car and there's other people with cars, I'm quite sure one thing, it may not even be an accident. You may not even be death. It may not even be a vehicle crash. You can get a lot of things can happen. I seen the craziest video on YouTube and it was real. Guy had a car camera. A truck dropped bricks off of the vehicle. It was going so fast with the brick. The brick broke through the windshield and hit his girlfriend in the head and killed her. Like, wow. What is you not expecting that? And that wasn't her time to go. But it was horrible because the driver that drove the truck was very negligent. He didn't even take the right time out to do the proper precautions so that would never happen. That was preventable 1,000%. I don't even use 1,000% because it's not Maury Povich show. I'm going to say this. Maury been making black people look like niggas for 50 plus years. Maury been around about 50 years, making us look like niggas for 50 years. Nobody talk about that. Nobody. And as I played San Andreas, they make fun of the San Andreas was to make fun of what we call hood, ghetto, trap to the max. Charlemagne was a radio host. It was a radio host making fun of us as he was a white guy, but Charlemagne black, what we call black, African descent, making fun of us. He got a wife. I seen him in the pictures. It's weird that he have a wife, if he was married at the time, to be on a date with Melissa Ford. And Melissa Ford, being the woman she is, that was my woman. And it's like, damn, you're not married because you thirsty for a married man. Or he's saying, so you're not even thirsty for a man. You're not even drinking off his cup because he seemed disinterested. So his cup empty while yours full, and she trying to pour into him like, he looking at her like, I don't want you. What you doing? And if you do want her, it's like you doing too much in these pictures. It's like, what is you trying to prove? And it's like, why can't? And that was her being her. He couldn't say. It's like, I'm quite sure he said something to her, but he never talked about her. He never dissed her. So he have some respect for her, but he understand her agenda, her mind. Your agenda is based on your mind. And I learned this. Don't matter what I go through in my life. Don't matter how many people treat me bad, how many people treat me wrong, whether I get married and have kids. And I'm going to keep saying this. It's still my responsibility to have a response to everything I do. That's my ability, and that's in my control. And my accountability is still on my account. It's still working into my way. So I have control over everything I'm doing. And I ask questions, and I have like my recent question, and it's to women to still give me a reason. I keep getting the same answer, but I was like, so I'm saying this is the third one. I will leave it alone, but I would like to still hear more because no women can wrap their mind about it. Why I say what I say? All they can think about is because I'm a man. I supposed to. That should. It's like, but let's do this. Aretha Franklin, rest her soul, made a song RESPCT. Find out what it means to who? She said me. RESPCT. Respect. Find out what it means to me. To respect me, you care about my end as well from day one. I don't care how you view anything else. And if that's going to keep a person alone and single, because I'm working in truth. I'm not working in superficial material or sacrificial. It's not fake to me. It's not a certain way or certain. It's like literally I'm dealing with you as you deal with me. I see things and I talk to you about them. I ask you how you think about this. Why? That is mine. I just want to know if that bothers to some people. I watch people who don't go. They go to Lifetime without talking. I don't. They don't know each other. Sorry, I want to get to know the people I'm around. I don't have to be in debt if you're not in debt. In debt with you, not in debt. That too. But if you don't want, but if we're not in depth, don't expect to me to be in depth with you. That's to me the highest level you can go with somebody is love. But the next level, the below love, the mark, the goal, I'm showing myself friendly, but are you my friend? Am I your friend? I'm not your friend. I have no info. I would never call a person my friend if we can't have a conversation. And without you, like the lady, like the one that she said she could have been my wife. The question is, why does a man have to pay on the first date? And I keep saying exactly how I'm saying it. You pay your way, I'll let you know you pay my way. They say, well, if you ask a man, ask a woman out. That's part of chivalry. I looked up chivalry for the lady. I'm going to see her and be like, I looked up chivalry. And I'm going to show her the definition. I'm going to show her the meaning of chivalry. I was like, my politeness, my care for you don't change because I'm making you pay your way. And it's not even making you. I gave you a choice. I say, I want to take you out. My interests of you have nothing to do with money. But if I have a respect of myself and I say, okay, I don't want to pay, but I have an interest in you, that means you only correlate in my interest to money because everything we keep saying my money don't matter. My money can't matter. My money don't matter. But the contract on earth of marriage ends in a high rate. This is a horrible rate. 70, it was 74. Now it's at 71, but we had 70 at one point. Information, the divorce rate in the country is 71% in America by itself. If you put it all together, is that a 80 percentile of marriage divorce in the world? That is bad. That is very wrong. So that shows me I am trying to garnish or fashion what I never seen before. Is when I first meet you, I already love you because I love myself. My creator loved me, so I love you. I have no reason not to love you. I trust you. I care about you. But let's do this. Respect me on my level as I respect you. And if that's your respect level of saying how much I will spend on you, and if I'm spending on you with no cause, I have no cause. You know why there's no cause? And nobody want to listen to this part. You don't have to go on another date with me. You don't have to talk to me no more. And I just spent money on you that I hardly hours worked for. My legs are sore to work for. So I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I need sleep. So I go work for this money that I'm about to spend on you. And it's not even the money. Listen to this, women, young ladies, listen to this. And men, listen. You worked for this money. I'm going to work for you. But what? Hold on. We garnish everything. Even in the church, they'll be like, well, even I take that too. You give all these hours to people all day. The create. I'm not here to worship the creator. I'm here to give honor and respect. So I'm respecting my creator, and I love him because he loved me, and I have a love, but I never felt him or seen it. So my love only can be so great, and it's called the agape love. So in agape love, it's not a physical present love. It's a existence of love that he's here, and I love you, and this is how I show you. This is our commitments. You should, if you follow these commitments, you do a lot of things for yourself. You work, and there's so many commitments. So you don't call them commandments. They're commitments. They're not commands. That's control. He has no control over us. He made us in the picture, in the form of his way he called beautiful. And he said, look at this. Don't matter how it look, it's beautiful. It's what is in your eyes. Because in my eyes, I am the beholder. I am the author. I'm not going to finish you, but I am your finisher because by the design, by the way I created you, you are whole, perfect, established. And the woman yesterday asked me, was you perfect? I said, yes. She kind of like, hold on. I said, you are made perfect, established, and whole. To you, I may not be perfect, but I am created to be perfect, such as you are from who? Our creator. She had no comment on that. See, that touched her. But when I came to a traditional breaded way of how we should and shouldn't be, she had a big problem. And I said the same ideology you have about how I'm perfect, established, and whole, she kind of accepted. I said, you're not viewing this in the same light anymore. Because now the explanation you're going to give me is only based off traditionally fostered, nurtured, and breeded ways of living of life. What's before us? And she even said in a traditional way, women wasn't making the money. But that was a choice at one time. That wasn't because women couldn't go out and get jobs. Men didn't want women to work. Women chose just to follow what's there. So you chose the patriarch. But they benefited as well. If you are, it don't matter. I don't care what kind of relationship you in with a best friend or not. If you're gonna go out and I pay the bills, you should pay the tab. You should pay for the date. If we that deep, but if we in the beginning, I don't see why you don't respect their way and you have your way. But if that's not if that's the first impression, it's the last impression, we all will be doomed. Because then now you start garnering and fashioning into second chances. So that means nobody on this earth should ever get married. There would never be a second and third date for people unless they literally just fit into what you wanted them to fit into. But we always nurtured different. We always raised different. We all have different experiences. And don't count it as hurt because a person have a way to protect themselves. They're doing it because I never, and this is the creator honest truth, and I don't use the word God. I know what the word God means. I explained it so many times. The creator honest truth. A lot of people haven't felt love. So my take is, if I cannot pay for a woman date, she don't even know nothing about me. But if you already expecting what you got an expectation, it's not going to work. I don't have an expectation of you. That's why I say, let's go out, let's have fun, but you pay your way and let's see how this go. So at the end of the day, when we went out, you don't owe me nothing. I don't owe you in this. And that's how it ends. I don't owe you a friendship. If you don't like me, I don't owe you a phone call. But if I choose to pay, respect it. Respect that. Respect me as I am, as I respect you as you are. You a woman. And chivalry is not just an unearned merit that I just give. That's from the kindness of my heart. That's the genuity I have. But if you cannot see it that way, to me, I never understood one-way perspectives. People like, what's the word? You're unteachable. Yes, I don't want to be taught. I actually want to draw out what we're talking about. I don't know the picture. You telling me that's one way. That's the only way I should be. And I drew it out. I was like, why? And the only conclusion I can get to why is keep being money. Because that's what women keep alluding to. So I'm telling women, yo, a hierarchy of you is money. But though, even in the biblical sense, and if you're gonna go Bible structure, scripture, by books, these literatures, these the Torahs and all that, the root of all evil is the love of money. The love. So if I'm using love for money, just like I'm garnishing a relationship, I'm building, growing, and forming, but I need money for the relationship. The root of all evil is the love of money. So I'm adding love to money. And it sounds funny because you like, I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. Because soon as you make, and this is just, to me, this is sense. This is not common. It's a sense because it was traditionally taught. When you said, when the woman say, I had to pay my way or pay for the date, I didn't say pay for the date. Stop saying that. And women stop thinking that. I'm not saying that. That's what the women keep saying. You're paying just for your way, and I ain't paying my way to go out and have fun and enjoy each other. As soon as you say you don't want to do that, guess what you're doing? You're taking away something can be great out of this. You might have met a rich person. Don't go around where Louis, Gucci, Ed Hardy, Boss, Hugo Boss, the Pink. They don't go around literally wearing that unless they get it for free. It's they the marketer. But rich people don't go around, people that's wealthy and money wise, they don't wear the latest fashion every single day. They have on t-shirts, sweaters, and sweatpants. They don't wear the clothes we wear. We wear the Jordans, the Nikes. They don't wear that unless they're advertising for them. They'll wear their own clothing line. See, we don't get that. So why would I do if it don't matter? And if it don't matter, and if it do matter, stop saying it don't matter. But if since it don't matter, why is that the beginning outcome? And that's just me. I would like to know more than just that's the way it is. Just the way it is. That's a curse. Things will never be the same. And then if all women, the women I keep asking this question that don't agree, because older women wow, you actually make sense. You're not just saying that because you don't want to buy the woman nothing. You don't want to celebrate her birthday. You're not going to give her gifts. You're not going to be romantic. You're saying, why is it so important that we have no commitment yet, no nothing towards each other, that you want him to spend his money on you? And they cannot answer it. It's just that's the way it is. And I'm like, that's the way it is. That's how all your relationships going. Because you, and this is for men and women. You don't want, and people say, well, that goes for you. I was like, no, I'm willing to see more than one direction, more than one line is drawn. But I need the person to communicate that with me. Calm is to cover over, to cast out, to bring out, to like educate, to go out. Calm is to cover and to bring out, to surround, to overcast. And that's not what we doing. What's the function and the purpose? Now we'll go to function and ability, the relationship. What is the purpose and function, the ability, the reasoning for this relationship? If only this, that's all you see. I feel for me, I want a relationship deeper than my mother's. My mother and father didn't have a great relationship. Like, man, I'm gonna be. I want to connect my family. So if I want to connect my family, why would I pull a woman away from her family? And if her family good, I want my family, and I would strive to be like, hold on, maybe her family about to show me something. So let me. I want to go around her family even when I don't. I was like, man, this is why. Then I was like, let's try this with my family because I see that they did this. But that's why it's good. And people are like, only want to get with people with good families. Cool. I don't want a woman, now how we say it, a perfect woman, but I want a woman that knows she is perfect. You are perfect. Your short hair that didn't grow long like every woman, your nappy hair, your whatever hair is, your bumps on your face, your freckles, your pimples, your dimples. The way your eyebrows are, the way your nose is big, little, small, cricket. It's like it's broken. Your lips were they small, big, cracked, old looking, but you still take it's that is not a bother. Like to men, we don't see that. We know when your hair is done. We know when your nail is done. But if that's your only focus, you not taking enough energy, enough time out to focus on other things. And then when I see a lot of women that is focused, they have an empowerment with a lot of negative undertone. The reason they didn't work with that guy is not that he used you. You wasn't able to see that he was using you because you did not take the time out to ask questions. We assume. So that's another thing. When a person not doing, I might have to change the title of this. I'm gonna probably edit it. We assume. We automatically assuming what a person. And the first three letters of assume is ass. And the ass is correlated to a donkey. It's slow and lethargic. It's not gaining no momentum. It's not really rather it's the back. The back is the last part of information, the last part that is washed, the last part that is clean. It eventually get clean when you take a shower, but that's the last part. Because it's the dirtiest and it's the smelliest. So you gotta think about that. Is you assuming? And a woman say like you assuming. I was like, you being funny. I didn't assume. I was asking you, and I said I gotta respect her view. She's not willing to tell me that information. I said cool. And then I stopped. I was like, how was your day and everything? She's good. Like it's not great. At home suck. I was like, now it's like she just told me at home sucks. She's a black woman, and I had nothing against her with a white guy. It seemed like she looked like a black woman that liked white guys. I didn't have nothing against her. I just first seen her. I thought she was gay. I thought she was in the military. So I asked her, like, was you in the military? She's like, I got family, my father. Okay, it makes sense. And she had a different spirit about her. And her spirit about her, I already thought she was beautiful. But even talked to her, I was like, she's beautiful. But I know the relationship ain't gonna go far because I noticed when people date out of their race, there's reasons they don't really associate with their own race. I even see people talk about like a woman. I thought she's very beautiful. She stay around where I live. I seen her kind of distance, and I learned when she said she got angry at this black lady. She said that's why I hate black people. And I looked at her. She looked at me, and nothing was said. I was like, oh okay. And every time I see her, I just say have a good day. I try like, hey, Mrs. How everything going? She say good. I think she's very beautiful, but at the same time, I had to like remember that in the back of my head. Damn, she hate black people. If I got a chance, like I can know why, but I want to know why from her reasoning. And what is it so bad? And I want to say to people that say that, you're black too, right? So for us not to like to even think that if you hate black people, that means you gotta hate yourself. And the person they try to say like, well, that's not the case. Then I don't know the case you talking about. Because if you hate black people and you are black African descent people, under automatic notion, you have to hate yourself. That's why I want to keep the title agenda. You got to really think about these agendas, these video games, these movies. The race war is being started up by the 45th president, the puppet. It's like it's hard to keep explaining because I feel like I'm taking energy out of me to do this. But this is me pouring out everything I'll receive through the spirit and I don't need, and it's nice to have encouragement because I remember I was working and I told about it before, basement waterproofing. I was doing the job. The guy kept moving. He was like, and I said something. He was like, what's wrong? I said, I never get to finish these jobs. He was like, huh? I was like, you always move me. I'm about to move me away from my job I was at, or even other jobs. You never let me finish the job. I never can see the end job. And sometimes I do go to an end job, but they putting on the cement or the whatever they use on the ground because every basement floor is made different. Some is cement. I cannot recall the other names of other type of cements that they have out there. Is different names for them though. And I was like, and I don't even get to do that. I have to stir up the mix and pour the water in and things, and like then since this is outside, I got to take it to the basement without spilling, or lower it down to the guys so they can. And I was like, I never get to see that. And then I got to do that. And I was like, and as I said it, but the thing with the beef with that was they would say I never try to learn. But I was like, learn what? I never even seen him put the pipe in there. I don't have questions because I never see it. I do only work I do is great is break up the ground, dig it, perforate it, get the sump pump in, get the tubing in the correct place, but I never get to do it myself. I never even got to see it. And then it was like I was great at that. I was like, but I wasn't the best at it because I still didn't know how to dig faster. Then I say one day, show me. Even before that day came, I was like, show me how to dig faster. He's like, I just do it like this. I'm like, what's the secret? Is you on the edges first? He's like, no, I'm just. But I was like, so he showed me a way. I was like, that's all I can do until I understand. If I put the shovel this way, if I move my hand, if I do it, I'm gonna dig faster. But if I'm just starting to do it and still trying to understand why is it so hard for me to dig, and the guy was having trouble, but he wasn't even moving faster than me. It was how he was moving. And I was like, I was moving the same way, and it wasn't like it's not gonna work out all the same time. Because then he did one, and I was like, see, and he just looked at me. I was like, so there's no special way to dig, but it's a technique you can use to dig better, not even faster, because I can dig better and avoid getting snagged or caught up. So if there's a better way, I would still like to. That's why I like to know if that's so important. I don't want just a traditional taught, foster, and nurture and breed an answer. I want to know really why should I do that, and if that's so important to women, then why is it so important that he don't pay? Like if he pay, then why is it important? So other things, it's other factors. So that's not. So if that's my one factor, okay, women, I'm gonna stay single forever. Cool. I'm cool with that. I will accept that because I learned, young men, look at this too. You can pay your first date. You can do anything you want to do. But remember, that don't mean nothing. Women will tell you that don't mean nothing. You did this, that don't mean nothing. She needed her car fixed. You could have fixed it. That don't mean, and you could like her. But men and women are meant to procreate. And just like I told the lady, I don't need a female friend. She's like, once you went about friends and going out, she's like, we're meant to not, I know we're not meant to be by ourselves. I truly understand that. But in the respects and the likes of me, I don't even like the word like, but I will use it now. I can't even get like, if that's so cool with you, be cool with my take and what I don't and do what I don't want to do. And if you can't see me being genuine, besides how much money, or just go for you, even women. If a person can't see you as genuine, caring, and loving without just doing what they say and like, it's not traditional because that's more than that's fitting in. And the one thing about me, I never fitted in, even without the questions. Because even in I questions and no question, I was like, "Why you do that? Why is y'all doing that? Why is you breaking his glass on his window?" And it's like, "Oh, it's fun." I don't know what's fun about just breaking glass on a window, and things like that. I used to play with fire. I seen that was my little. I guess you could call it little crazy thing I used to do, fetish or whatever you want to call it. I was enticed by fire, even when it burnt me. Even when I had burnt gum by being slow and not knowing, it dripped on my hand and it ate my skin up. I had to eat the gum off. I had to chew my skin with the gum. The only way I can get that gum off my hand. And I realized that. Then I burnt my finger on the lighter in the car. I didn't tell nobody. Nobody noticed. And they're not being funny. My parents never noticed. It's not a diss. And then that's why I say parenting skill was so crucial. I even talk to myself about like this moral agenda. I don't want to lie to my child. And nobody look at this as lying. I don't know why. You telling your child there's an Easter bunny and a Santa Claus. To me, that's still a lie. And you're not going to never convince me that's not a lie. Because if you look in reality, I never seen the Easter bunny or Santa Claus, and the Easter bunny was people in Easter costumes, and we laid the eggs, we painted them, and we hid them in the field. Not the Easter bunny ain't lay an egg and it came out with colors, and Santa Claus never came through his chimney. I know there are stories. Those should be fun story told, but somehow we made them into reality and we projected them into reality, and then kids growing up it's only since like the 1930s, the people that didn't celebrate it after 1930, or was it 1830? Get my hundreds of years mixed up. It was just be called it was not, it was a pagan holidays. People that had a faith did not practice that. They did not do it. But now people with faith, when they started making money, you couldn't make money if you ain't have no skill. That's why I laugh when people talk, well, white men got this and that. I was like, no, they created ways so they can look good. I was like, it's no diss to them, but my ancestors died on the cross. Their forefathers made bargains that was gain. We made bargains that was lost. So above it all, they was re-innovating while we still negotiating. But they were smart enough to say, well, and they had that. Only if they could have used that a different way. Because I say each tribe and civilization had different abilities from each. It was a reason. But the certain tribes didn't have that. They felt less than. It's like you ain't have to feel less than. I would tell people, if money didn't matter, who would you be? And then I ask the women, if your vagina, your pussy, your coochie didn't work, what other worth to a man? What are your worth to this world? As a man, if my penis, you got to think, well, I'm not having sex with just a whole bunch of women. I don't have women on call. I don't want to do white night stands. I don't have that. I don't need a booty call. So I don't need to have a whole bunch of women. And see, for me, the guys that have a whole bunch of women, he can call up the women. You're gonna get in sticky situations, and y'all gonna have sex. That don't mean nothing. It's just that I took a care for you. I don't want a relationship, but I heard a lot of relationships started off with as booty calls or friends with benefits. But those relationships, I can see what relationships I learned and I experienced. The percentage that stay married, those are relationship when the two people respected each other from day one. I didn't say how. I said that they did. How they respected each other. I had to ask them questions. Like the best one I seen 57 years before he passed away, he still would have been married. They respected each other because the first lady at the church I go to, the pastor, was a guy that he liked her. They went out, but another man wanted to marry her. But he was like, no, she my wife. He went out and got her. But it was the respect. He still allowed her, but he was like, hold on, I can't live without her. So, and he went to go get her. So if my only means of showing my wife, if my date is so important that she can't pay her way, I don't want it. That's why I got a great example of more than what money means to a relationship. Or your so-called just your own way. It's not going to build a relationship. It won't keep me together. A lot of marriages don't last either, including the finances. It's because the man didn't want to get married at the time. That was the woman idea. Or the man wanted to get married and the woman just agreed because they was together so long. So it was the man idea. So it's a lot of reasons that nobody talks about. I don't want to have no reason in my life and be like, damn, I just did that to do that. I've done stuff like that already. So why at 35 would I just do stuff that's like, I don't need a female friend. So the lady, she ain't talked to me. She came to our side. She did a double and she came to our side. Well, she usually work on the same side. I didn't know she did a double. So I went over there. I had to get the thermometer. And she wouldn't show me this post. She went to everybody but me. I said, hey, I was like, you come to get the thermometer? She just looked at me and kind of like turned her eyes. She ain't rolled her eyes. She kind of like rolled her eyes, I guess you can say that. Not screw face me. You ain't have to share with me. I'm not bothered by that. I told you, my take on life shouldn't determine, that's not going to determine how I still treat you. I don't need a female friend. I don't need a woman friend. And if that's hard for women, and I tell that to when I tell that to guys, they're like, okay, they may never heard that before, but when I explain it, they're like, oh, I was like, yes, my guy. I told her, even my guy friends, I got guys I'm not going nowhere with. I'm not going far. I go to the grocery store with you. I'm not going to no club with you. I don't know you yet. I watch you act. You got mad because somebody ain't want to kiss your ass. I'm not down with the kiss your ass syndrome from any man or any woman. Respect each other. Respect my view. I respect your view. And if I can't respect your view, I'll let you know. You my buddy, friend, associate. I only had 4 friends in my life. And I'm 35. I don't need any more friends. I don't have to add more friends to my life. I experience life around people so much I can be alone, but I won't be lonely. I can be single, but it is a really a choice I'm making because I can easily say I'm just gonna pay for a first date. But but then I still don't that don't guarantee me nothing. I like to know like, okay, where does this go? But anyway, why me paying is not even the focus of my. But if you're looking for a marriage, that's still not it because we're not even close. That's the first date to whatever day we decided. That can be 8,000 days later till we get married. Let's do the math. 3, 6, 9, and then if you do the math, that's about I'm gonna say not 10 years. It's a good amount of time for me to get to know you. But in that time, and if we're not building towards that, and if you saying since I didn't pay, that's not showing interest. So what I'm doing anyway, when you lose, I don't need a friend because I don't know. Maybe it's different for people. Maybe people can say it to me in a sense, and it's not beating me down or just disrespecting my view. But on a reason like, what's the purpose of a male and we here to procreate with each other? But to have you as my friend beyond what means I don't need a woman to go out with me. In a woman perspective, I got my sisters and mothers, and I listen to women all day. But I learned a lot of perspectives is only one way. But then if I'm learning if women perspectives are really and truly one way, I don't really need a female friend because I don't need a one way perspective. I need a perspective to be like, man, and then a lot of things is my first. I don't have kids. A lot of women I choose to date or will want to date and be interested, they have kids. They have a lifestyle that I don't have. So you gotta start thinking about like if I'm gonna really think about that, then if I'm gonna think about all spectrums of the relationship, or if I'm interested in her, I'm gonna look at that. Look what she do, look what she say, look how she act. But I'm not doing that because I want to know more because that's just the outside. That's the facade part. That's the persona. I want to know the inside. Who is he? Who is she? In her. But I say one, I say unto all. I just say watch and watch. Listen. Because I'll be listening to things. What was I just listening to? It was a video game in Roblox. And it got hidden messages behind it. And I don't know why I can hear hidden messages in a lot of music and songs without playing them backwards or in different reverses. I hear it straight up and I just keep rewinding. They're like, how come I can hear that? And I ask other people, can they hear it? They keep saying no. And I was like, no, it's on this part right here. Literally, you didn't hear that. They were like, no. I was like, how come I can hear that? Because I remember reading a guy say when he do audio tapes, he put messages 45 decibels below the average hearing. But in he said in your subconscious mind that you are able to hear it. I thought that was like very interesting. So whatever's going on in the behind the message, and I was watching a Disney movie, I had to turn it off because all I can hear was all the subliminal messages. And it was horrible. I was like, oh no. Yeah, that Lion King, I heard it. It was in Lion King and Toy Story. And I listened to the Aaliyah song. What was the song when the video's in black and white? That whole song, all I can hear was about sex. I'm gonna make you sex. It kept saying that you're gonna be over sexual, but it wasn't like it had a strange sound and tone to it. Like it was and it's not always a man voice. Sometimes it's a woman voice. I remember I woke up one day. I don't know. I went to sleep on a Spanish channel or something. I don't know why I went to sleep on a Spanish channel. I was sleepy or tired. And then I woke up. I wasn't looking at the TV. I was just listening. I was like, oh, this show sounds good. But as soon as I looked at the TV and the TV channel, I noticed it was a Spanish channel. And then everything went back to Spanish. It literally like the frequency on Wayne Lift was like blue, 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 Ramingo, Mazingo, Mazada, and how they say Mayana, Mazingo, Das Mio, and it was like, oh, it's going right back into Spanish, huh? I was like, I thought I was tripping. So I hit the button. So I went one channel up, one channel down, and then I hit the last. And the last went to like ESPN or another channel or Showtime or something. And what I was listening to was not on none of those channels. And I went back to the Spanish channel. So I recorded it. Then I put it like I forgot how I recorded it. And I was like, what's these words? I turned the caption on and I recorded it. And then as I turned the caption on, I went back in my phone. I started writing it down. And then I Googled it, all the translation. It took me about I didn't do it that same night because it was like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I finally turned the TV off. And then when I did that, after I got done recording what I listened to, I was like, it was on the Spanish channel. I was understanding Spanish while I was asleep in my sub inception mind. I ain't gonna say conscious because it's a trick. That's why I need it psychology. That's why it's called the psyche. So they can understand your psyche so they can do what they want. People got all these effects. The Mandela effect when they changed the word and they telling you now that wasn't the word, but they saying it's always been spelt this way. But if you go back and read the product have the spelling that they have now. So it's been changed. It'll like be remastered. So I don't like really watching remastered things because even in that about the but if they, like even about the Miami video, even though it's on YouTube, people are like, oh, that's not all real. But even though it's not real, the people is bad because all the people that can relate to this Miami is it's like the ancient Jemima, the one that groomed the young women to be bed wenches, to be slaves still. Like you a slave to to your master, the Federal Republic of the United Nations. I ain't gonna get into that. That's hard to explain over and over. I keep getting new information. So be careful with the Meghan Markle. She's not black, but she looked black, so all the women think she black. She married a prince. And there's a black woman that married a real prince in Africa. That didn't get publicity as we seeing this. She met the man in the club. And it's like, why they don't get and media choose what they want. So that's why you gotta choose in your life what's gonna keep you safe. These are a lot of agendas. Watch them. Watch Star Wars, Star Trek. Star Trek is about colonization. Star Wars is about the New World Order. They're presenting the New World Order right in front of our face. The churches it's no separation between church and state. Laws are not laws. They can be reformed. They can be repealed. They can be revised. They've challenged the Roe versus Wade law. Now they challenge the Privacy Act. They challenging everything they want, and nobody's stopping them because nobody have no knowledge. Nobody know the law. But it's your choice. It's your path, your journey. Choose wisely. You have a good day. It's getting cooler out now where I am at. So fall is coming around the corner, whatever season it is, and all that. Enjoy your life as you are. Be who you are. Be who you are called to be. You don't have to join a lot of people. A lot of people not for you anyway. But within yourself, know that you are strong. You can be stronger. You can get better. Be positive. Have good morals, good values, good good ethics, good everything about you. Like make it be good. When people don't like it, they don't like it. You're not better than them. They're not better than you. But we ain't gotta fight about who better, who's stronger. This race way, my race is the only race that advocate for everybody. We the only race they don't see. Let's build for our own neighborhood so we can be. It's like so much, and it's like it's not tiresome. It's hurtful, and that nobody can see it. But people that do see it, they're not really on it. They it's like that money take them over. You shalom, and you have a great day.